Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. In the earlier session, we have been discussing the core concepts and technologies of agentic AI. And in addition to that, the key execution features of LangGraph, routing and conditional execution, which is a dynamic workflow, and routing, a demonstration, which we are discussing. We are yet to complete it. So we shall start over from there. Let me take you to the demo folder where we have been creating all the demos. So that was agentic AI demos listen to. From there, from the workspace, I would like to open the Visual Studio Code. And before we proceed, I would like to find out how many of you have succeeded in completing the remaining part of code. Yesterday, I have given you some tasks to be done, and I thought of finding out how many of you have done with this remaining part of the code. Great. Srini, you have done?
Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
Oh, so it's working fine?
Mm-hmm.
Did you stuck somewhere?
Oh, initially I was stuck in one place. I missed some comma or something, and it took me some half an hour to figure out. And after that, it went on, figure out. But yeah, I was able to finalize it. But it's
Okay.
good. I got a chance to really code and do it and understand. Because of the issues, it really helped me to go more deep.
Oh, is it good? Good to hear that.
But I didn't optimize the code. I did it very if you look at it, I can optimize it more, but I just wrote it very
Okay.
if conditions and all. I did like a
No problem. That's a great challenge you have taken. And any other participants did it?
can share
Okay,
my
no.
code. See.
So please
Sorry.
pull out some time from your busy schedule and spend at least half an hour time to understand whatever the activity I have given. That will really boost your energy level towards the next session. Okay, Murli, good. So, have you succeeded in generating the desired output?
Yes, Andy.
Oh, great, Murli. Happy to hear that. Anybody else?
So Murthyunjay garu, yesterday, last 10 minutes I missed it, but I got a demo 4 from other friend and I got the response. Was there any other activity?
This was the activity. Demo 4 was the activity. We have
Okay.
defined, hope you can see the screen, these generate fantasy story, generate
Okay.
sci-fi story and mystery story, then route request, route decision, building
Yes.
workflow, then creating a Streamlit user interface, running the application. These were the tasks. Already you are familiar with building the workflow
Mm-hmm.
and the remaining generating fantasy, generating sci-fi, generating mystery functionality. Only thing you need to explore these two, route request and route decision, and
Mm-hmm.
fix it. Great, Venugopal. has succeeded in getting it done. Good to hear that. Fine. So let's proceed. So whoever has tried will be able to figure out if anything went wrong, what went wrong. And I would like to describe generate fantasy story. Meanwhile, let's look into the flow, what we have done. We were importing the required libraries, then creating the client, so that client can be used at various places, and state structure, which will handle the input, decision, and output. Then root class we have taken, which is helping us to describe the base model. We are inheriting the base model and describing the related things. And get router response. Get router response is classifying the inputted text.
One second, Mrutyunjay. Here, I have one question here. The system, yesterday you said system is nothing but a model. But where are we importing that model? Are we importing model, or where did we code the model? Just a
Model we are importing here. See, from OpenAI, import OpenAI.
Oh, okay.
So from there we are importing.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, great. So see, from OpenAI, import OpenAI, right? And you can see here, we have created a client. What is that? Client equal to OpenAI with the API key. So API key will identify you as a user and connect you to the OpenAI LLM. And using this client object, we were setting the model and messages. Client.chat.completions.create, right? So that's what happening.
But that system is like a persona, am I right? You're defining a persona in that
Yes,
whole system.
behavior. Yeah.
The behavior, yeah.
Behavior.
I tried one of the demos with Olama model. Actually, it worked. So there is no need of API key with Olama. Just that your system needs to have a good amount of RAM because we have to download that locally.
Then how it is identifying a user?
It has the same API.
No, you need to have API key, right? In order to communicate to the LLM?
No. So when you have a model downloaded, it runs on a port. It runs as an application. So when you code it, it automatically identifies that. And you have to give the model also like this, like what we are doing OpenAI. You have to give the model, and that model needs to up and running, and it is connecting. No need of any API key for that.
Great. You can share the code.
But is that Olama taking long memory, like on your system when you download it?
Yeah, so I used a lightweight model from Olama. Sorry?
How much space it took on your system?
I used a model, it's like 980 MB only.
Oh.
Yeah, but better to have latest model. To have the latest model, I think you have to have a more RAM in your system.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It will take around 20 GB and it will...
Yeah, there are lightweight models too. I mean, just for the learning purpose, I think that would be enough, the lightweight model.
Okay. So the model is running local to your machine?
Yes.
Yeah, it depends on the model size, the RAM capacity changes. So if you have 16 GB, the lightweight model you can download. And are you pulling the Llama using the pull command and then installing the...
Yeah, you have to download from Llama website.
Yeah.
And then pull or you pull the corresponding model, whatever model you want to test with.
Yeah, did you use a 5 or Mistral or Llama 3? Which model you used?
Yeah, let me see. I don't remember.
That's okay. That's okay. No problem. Yeah. So if
It's
you are using 5, it is a 3B. So it's a lightweight model. Minimum you have, let's say, 8 GB RAM, it should work.
yeah, 8 GB RAM is what I have, correct.
Yes, so if you use a 5.3 mini, it is a mini model, so that you can pull it using pull command,
Yeah.
or you can download it also,
Right.
Good to know. Good that you are experimenting with different models.
Yeah, happy to hear that. Okay, we are defining. So let's continue. We are defining the fantasy story function with the system as write a fantasy story based on input, and as a user I am providing the input which is stored into the state. You can see here input text, we have taken input, right? State input. So whatever we have stored, the input given by the user into the input variable, we are passing here from the state class, so that the value associated with the input key will be included here, and accordingly it will be passed to the LLM. Then I would like to return here output response dot choices then decision fantasy. We also have a decision, right? Can you see? Into the decision we are storing this, the output written by the generate function story, generate fantasy story. Later, I would like to define, I'm taking the entire thing to save time, into the generate sky function and putting it here. And I would like to customize its functionality, like write a sci-fi story. It's a related sci-fi, right? Science fiction, a story based on the input, and again here also I'm giving the input. Output also, whatever the output I'm capturing and deciding it to be sci-fi.
So here, what does it mean? Decisions sci-fi means? I mean, so you're capturing that output in the sci-fi, or what exactly is mean?
See, initially we are, what does the generate router response is doing? Just a second. Yeah. Generate router response is doing here, it is classifying the user inputted data. User is inputting the text, and the inputted text, it is classifying what type of genre it is. It is a fantasy genre or a sci-fi genre or mystery. For example, I am inputting a whispering forest, and it will process the inputted text and give you what type of genre it is, whether it is a mystery or a sci-fi or a fantasy. And accordingly, it will generate 10 tokens and return you the response. Haricharan, hope you got it.
Yes.
Great. Similarly, we generated the sci-fi related. Then now it's time for us to generate the mystery related. Mystery also only the prompt changes. Yeah. And let me change the prompt accordingly. Write a mystery story. Write a mystery story based on the input, and we are providing the input and output we are capturing, and into the decision we are storing mystery. So let me give you the code, whatever we have done so far, these 3 functionalities. So I recommend you to put the code into the Visual Studio Code. Later, moving forward, I would like to define the route request. So what route request is doing, it routes the logic based on the genre. As a user is inputting a text, it decides the genre and it routes to the respective functionality. For that, I'm taking decision is equal to get underscore router underscore response. Right. Then I would like to return a decision. Route request is calling the get router response function. Get router response function, we have defined at the beginning, right? It passes the data and gets the response, what type of genre it is, and stores into the decision variable. And we are storing that into the decision. Finally, we have a route decision, how it has to be routed. If it is a fantasy, we need to route it to generate fantasy story. Similarly, if it is a sci-fi, generate sci-fi story. And it's a mystery. Generate mystery story. Then dot get is a function which gets the state of the decision. So if it is a mystery related decision will be taken and routes it to the generate mystery story. See, generally you can observe here, we have taken key value pairs. This is a dictionary, key value pairs. If the decision, see, I am trying to get the decision first. If the decision is fantasy, it executes a related functionality, and sci-fi related functionality, mystery related functionality. If nothing is there, if the decision is not matching any of these 3, the default one is get a mystery story. So it executes get mystery story. That's how the route decision is working. Hope you understood. So let's go ahead and define the build workflow. Building workflow, we create state graph, and workflow dot add node. I'm adding a node. Route request. It's all about connecting nodes and edges. Workflow as LangGraph contains nodes and edges, we are connecting them. We are defining the nodes, mystery. Then I would like to add the edges now.
Do.
Add edge. Yeah, mystery. Why is missing here? Route request. Then workflow dot. Here comes the new thing when compared to the earlier workflow. In the earlier workflow, we were creating nodes and edges and connecting them directly. And here we have a conditional edge. We are adding the conditional edge. Conditional edge contains route request. So based on the route request coming up, we'll make the route decision. I'm creating a dictionary here. Generate fantasy story. The request is generate fantasy story. It will route it to the generate fantasy story. Likewise, if it is a cipher, it will route it to the cipher. And accordingly, mystery. Okay, yeah, we are done. Then we are adding the edge workflow based on the decision. We'll add the edge and end it. add it. If it is a generate fantasy story, it will execute the generate fantasy story and end the workflow. Likewise, generate sci-fi story and end, and also mystery story and end. Finally, it returns the compiled workflow. So that's all about the building the workflow. What we have done here, we created a state graph, then added nodes. You are adding the route request, and it goes to route request will be the first node. Then generate fantasy stories, sci-fi story, and mystery story will be the next nodes. And edge is starting at the route request. And based on the route decision, whatever the route decision is there, if it is a fantasy, it goes to the fantasy and end. That's it. It will not execute remaining. Conditional routing is happening here. Fine.
Does
Hope you
the
got it.
does the order matter here between
Of
the
course.
edges and nodes?
No. This order is not matters. This
No,
can be
okay.
any order. This can be any order.
Right. Okay.
Is it the right thing I answered you?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, great. Fine. We are going for creating a UI for Streamlit. Def run Streamlit app is a function where Streamlit.title we are generating genre based story generator. ChatGPT plus LangGraph. I'm asking the user input and Streamlit.textbox I'm creating. Text input is a function for creating text box. And I would ask the user to enter your story idea. Then I have a condition with the button creation and user input. If the user is inputting some text and clicking on the generate story button, it will call the workflow. So build workflow function we are calling and storing the entire workflow into the workflow object. But we are only assigning the function to this variable workflow, and unless and until you call invoke function, it will not be invoked. So I say workflow.invoke, and I'm indicating input as a user underscore input. So user underscore input is the variable where we are capturing the user input data, and we are passing it as an input to the workflow function, build workflow function. And it is returning some result, right? I would like to store whatever the data returned by the workflow into the result. And when you invoke with the user inputted data, it executes the entire workflow, and the final result will be stored into the result variable. Then I want to create a header. subheader. To display detected genre. So user is inputting some storyline and what type of genre it is, I would like to display first before generating the final output. And I would like to write it onto the UI, st.write result of decision dot. I would like to display it in a uppercase. I call not uppercase. I would like to call capitalize. So it will be capitalized. Then st dot subheader generated story. Generated story st dot write of result. I would like to write result. Whatever the output, whatever the result we are capturing, that result is stored into the output. And I would like to display the output. Now it's time for us to run the application. So in order to run, if name is equal to main run Streamlit app. Fine, we are done with it. Let's go to the terminal and run. Before running, I would like to give you the remaining part of the code. Build workflow and route request and route decision. These were the things left over. I'm sharing you. Now I'm running the application.
Mrityunjay, can you show the debugging mode or the execution also? I forgot last
This
time.
one view. Here you go to terminal, new terminal. Is that you're asking?
No, how to debug the construction or the execution runs. No, you want to see the execution
Line by line execution.
line by line. What's getting executed? I
How
know
the flow
you
is
showed
happening,
that last
right?
time. I forgot.
Line by
I
line
think for that
execution.
CD, you have to have some kind of other extra software. Like if you click on the run and debug mode, it will tell you like what we need to install for that. Mrityunjay, like can you go to that the three dots and see like there is an option called debugging mode. Like others, like right side you have the runner, right? There is a drop down for that, right? Yeah. With why it is disabled for you? There should be something like without debugging. With yeah, start with debugging. Yes, first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. If right. We'll explore it later.
Okay.
Not at the moment. As of now, we'll run directly. Streamlit run demo4.py. Oh, you see, it is running fine. Yeah. Hope you are able to see my screen. Can you see? Generate based story generator. For example, I'm inputting signal from planet X. I click on unbound cannot access local variable result. It is not associated. Just a second. Line number 123. line number 116. Result is taken here.
Is that indentation?
Yes, might be indentation. No, it's not indentation. Here it is done. Result is stored. Give me a minute. I will resolve it.
Is the decision visible here in the result?
So we go down and line number 138 or 139.
Okay.
Is a decision.
We'll indent and see. Otherwise, we'll indent and see.
Will the doctors capitalize?
We'll indent it, entire thing.
Decision is a state, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Those 4 lines. Yeah, those 4
Indented.
lines. Yeah, looks good to me.
Let's see now. I'm loading. And signal from planet X. I'm clicking on generate story. The input is captured into the input variable. Then router is taking the decision. See, can you see? It is a Sky5, right? And it has generated a story with 500 tokens. For example, I'll again input the locked room secret. And it is a detected genre is mystery. Mystery related story is generated. Let us also input the fantasy related, the whispering forest. It's a fantasy, right? And I would like to input the triangular love story, right? So it belongs to none of the genres, right? What genre it is considering? It is considering as a default as a mystery, right? Default we have given as a mystery. That's how the model is working. When the user is inputting some text, let us understand the flow now. Yes, Krishna. Right. When user is inputting a data, the input is captured into the user input, right? And when user is inputting the data and clicking on the button generate story, a workflow object is created, build workflow targeting, and it is invoking the build workflow function with the help of invoke function by inputting the user inputted data. And it goes to the workflow, create the state graph, and add the nodes and edges. After adding the nodes, edges come into picture, connecting them. First, it will route the decision. So it goes to the route decision, right? It also has a route request, right? Route request. So route request will take you to the get router response by taking the user inputted data. So for this storing the user inputted data, we have taken a class called as state, right? We have taken a class state, input, decision, and output. This is the state structure which is holding the data. When it is going to the route get router response, get router response is a function taking the user inputted text and classifying it first, what type of genre it is. If genre is not matching any of them, it is deciding it to be a mystery finally, right? And in the prompt also I have given default to mystery if unsure. If it is not filtering it, here we shall filter it to mystery. After getting the response from the function, you can see route request, route decision is made. Route decision, you can see route decision, it is deciding. If it is a fantasy, it goes to the generate fantasy story. It is returning, okay? And if it is a sci-fi, so let's say it is a mystery, it is returning you generate mystery story. And generate mystery story, route decision is made to the generate mystery story, and it executes and compiles the entire workflow. And it is returning you some response, workflow response. The workflow response is stored into the result, and it is detected genre it is displaying where it is stored into the decision variable. And also whatever the result output it is generated, we are displaying into the UI with the help of result of output. That's how the entire flow related to the AI genre based story generator. And if you have any doubts, you can please go ahead, or else I have a yes, you can write out. For you, I am writing. And generate. It is generated, right? It has given some names also. Everything. Very clear way. As we have restricted it to 500 tokens, it has stopped here.
Oh, even the actors' names also?
Yes. Character names also it has given.
Can
Okay.
also say that in Telugu language, it's generating Telugu as well.
Yes, it will generate in Telugu also. Hey, please give me a minute.
It's too late now. Our directors are already using it. That's why every director become a story writer.
Or music director used to be listen the music from other what do you call, like